Am I about to pin an actual slice of pizza to my hat? For art? Absolutely.
Hello. Today, I will be achieving my true form of a chaos witch. But let me back up a little bit. A couple of months ago, Jeanette of A Perfect Touch came across some whimsical witch art, and so she suggested to us that perhaps we do a group project and turn ourselves into whimsical witches. You may have already seen a couple of videos about this, including Yule's amazing hand-crocheted mushrooms and things for her late 19th century witch. I really wanted to participate because it sounded really fun, but the problem was, I don't know if I'd ever use the word whimsical to describe myself. Weird? Yes. Crazy? Pretty much. Whimsical? Less correct. So I figured I would just watch everyone do their amazing work and move on to the next thing. And then I saw Chaos Witch. The artist's name is Becca, and she's doing a series of witches from all different kinds of walks of life and different backgrounds. She's got the usual things like kitchen witch and garden witch, but then there's also coffee witch and art witch. And I started to see myself in these things a bit more. Not perfectly, but a lot more clearly than a whimsical witch, for instance. I don't know about you, but with a few exceptions, this is basically me. She drew me. So I reached out to the artist and was like, hi, I would like to recreate your artwork on myself because I do YouTube things sometimes. And she was totally fine with it, thank goodness, because I was going to be really sad if she didn't like the idea. So today, like I said, I'll be turning myself into a chaos witch. I'm going to make a few alterations from the original artwork because some of the things work better for me than others, but I'm really excited about it. You know what else I'm excited about? Very minimal sewing. Before I forget, I said that this project was delayed because I left a skeleton in my car. Let me introduce you to my son. This is Kevin. Unfortunately, Kevin had to sit at the auto body shop for a week because I forgot to grab him out when I dropped off the car. Luckily, he's already dead, so he wasn't too broken up about it. Ready to get to work? Let's go.
Step 1. Dye my hair pink. Except it was already pink. Since this is pretty much me, I only have to change a couple of things, and they're not even really that relevant to the actual costume. I have way too much anxiety to be binging murder shows, but I do love a baking show. I also have an abundance of plushies and Funko Pops, so that tracks, and I definitely have a skeleton buddy. I am, unfortunately, fresh out of raccoons, but I do have a cat wearing a cone of shame, as well as a traditional void familiar. The first thing I want to make is this takeout container. None of the Asian food places around here use these anymore, but thankfully they've been trending with basic witches for years, so I just had to pop over to the craft store for a whole stack. As an aside, I identify a lot with the Queen of Pentacles card. I'm a Capricorn mom, what can I say? So I am super here for this design. Up next is Hex Mix. My kid is so excited for this massive bag of sodium and is so mad that it's been sitting here for a whole 3 days without me letting her destroy it. To create my Hex Mix logo, it would have been smarter to put this into Illustrator, but this works well enough. I almost immediately realized that my excitement for this part of the project led me to completely miss the obvious fact that cutting off the C would make the C visible under the new logo. Oops. Pentacles to the rescue.
I love this.
Moving on to clothes, or lack thereof.
So I get that she's not wearing pants in the drawing, but I don't really feel like not wearing pants on YouTube. That feels wrong. I'm going to use some leggings that I started probably 4 months ago. The only thing left is a hem and a waistband, so I'm gonna finish that really quickly and that'll be the bottom of the outfit.
The UFO leggings are made with a really fun black cotton knit. Excuse me, Kevin? Anyway, the moon and star print is iridescent, which makes them extremely witchy, and also something I would absolutely wear in my everyday wardrobe. Not gonna lie, I'm pretty annoyed with myself for leaving these in the UFO bin for so long. All it took was a chaotic hem and a little bit of elastic and they're completely finished, and now I have fancy witch pants. And now for the entire reason I made this project. My lovely friend Casey made me 3 different decals to choose from, and I think the top one is the most like the original artwork, although I definitely love the rainbows. He really does try so hard to help. With my outfit finished, it was time to dress up Kevin. My spare glasses and a scarf that I've had since, I think, 2006 worked perfectly. He feels so pretty, can't you tell?
Alright, so my husband has gone to pick up pizza and Chinese food, and because we don't eat out very often, he is very excited. I need like a slice of pizza and a couple of noodles for this, but he was like, no, it's fine. We can get both. I'll go get it right now. And so that's what he's doing. When he gets back, I guess we'll finish the thing.
While we wait, I'm going to decorate the hat.
So I briefly considered skipping the frog on the hat because I couldn't find one. But because I had to postpone this project, I was able to order one. Look. So, pretty glad I had to postpone at this point. Sorry, Kevin. I'm gonna have to name this little guy. Tell me in the comments what we should name this guy, because I think he's gonna hang out a bit.
My hat blank is 100% wool, and I'll link the shop down below. I happen to have, well, I didn't happen to have anything. My 8-year-old happened to have this sparkly blue Model Magic, and we are not great at sculpting, but we made some passable mushrooms with it. I mean, the frogs seem to think they're okay. Getting everything attached to the hat was a huge challenge because I didn't want to damage the hat in any way. I ended up using a lot of safety pins and quite a bit of strong thread. My daughter was kind enough to let me use some of her extra headphones, and now that I'm looking back at the artwork, I realize that I should have decorated them with a moon and star. Instead, they are covered with pentacles, which seems to be a running theme for this video. As soon as I finished, my husband walked through the door. I could not have planned that better. Do you ever just get the feeling that you've made some decisions that were perhaps not the best? Well, at least we have dinner for a while. As soon as my family was fed, I put a bunch of parchment paper at the bottom of the container and then put some noodles on top. At this point, everything was completely done, and all that was left was for me to finish decorating my hat. I was really happy with it the way it was, and I didn't particularly want to put a greasy piece of pizza on it. And yet, that's exactly what I did. All I could do was hope that the parchment paper barrier did its job.
Do you want this?
Sure.
Thank you. My cat ate the mushrooms off of here. Well, they didn't eat them, but she pulled them off and they were not salvageable. I'm really happy with the hat though. Got our little friend, and I made some pentacle headphones, sage, and in the original drawing she was using a glass of wine that I don't really drink, so got coffee because I do have a coffee problem. And I'm really hot. This sweatshirt is quite warm. Where did I put Kevin? I found Kevin. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. I hope you enjoyed this because I definitely had a really good time making it. And if you feel like sticking around and seeing what other nonsense I get up to, then subscribe if you want. And I'll see you again next week for another video. Bye. I guess I can decorate the hat now. Minus the pizza.
Using glue. And
Hey, no.
I spoke the language.
And I need to go pull pizza off my hat. This hat is really heavy.